Race 3, Flemington, small field, but looks a very competitive race. Favourite is the 4-year-old mare, Resuming for Mick Price. She's so high. $2.25 with us. Look, we put up $2.70 on Wednesday, got into $2.30, 9 a.m, now $2.25. Around 70% of the turnover is on the favourite. I Am Someone just slightly on the drift out to $4.40. Definitely likes its races space, so well placed here, but back to 1,000. Kimono rock solid at $4.80. Resuming. Moon Lover, $10 just out to 11, but again, enough money to suggest going to run well. And just the 3 in the last 15 minutes, just been some money for the 3. Stellar Collision, 27 into 21. 1,000-metre races usually won by 1,000-metre horses. Stellar Collision, 2 wins from 3 goes. Also, don't forget race 3 here, then race 4, then race 5, and then we get to Randwick. If you finish 2nd or 3rd after placing a fixed odds bet, we're going to give you up to $50 back in bonus bets.
The ATA Bob Hoysted handicap 1,000 metres listed race, $140,000 race, and here's the mare by I'm Invincible, the favourite. She's so high. Mick Price, Damien Oliver, cost $120,000. The Magic Millions is 1,343. Resumes from a long spell. She has class.
She's very talented. There's no doubt about that, and she's performed at the right level. She's won down the straight. And if she brings her A game, she'll probably be winning the race. The only question mark, and the reason why I haven't got her on top today, Richo, it's just that long break in between runs. But she's worked well leading in. It is a fairly lengthy gap between her last run and today, though.
Well, Jane's insight's vital here. How does she present?
Well, I think the time's actually done her good because she's certainly continued to mature. She's a nice, strong-bodied mare now. She's showing no signs of freshness, and we know she's got a fantastic record fresh up. I think she's probably carrying a little bit more weight than what I've seen previously, but it could just be because she's an older horse.
I Am Someone has talent up in grade, but I think he can measure up.
It's a big step up, of course, and beat a pretty handy field, albeit at benchmark level last start. Vainstream, Kazamba Prepper. I know they all won easier races, but it was an easy victory for a horse that's also won down the straight. And look, he's stepping up today, but I think he'll make a good, or give a good account of himself.
Yeah, I like this horse. I think he's improved with racing. He gets better every time I see him on a track, and I think he's better with time in between his runs. He can get a little bit above himself on race day. As you can see, he's up on his toes today, but if he doesn't get any worse, I'd certainly give him a push from the yard.
He's a Western Australian and Group winner in Battle Hero, dropping back to listed grade from Group 1.
So it's a big step back for him, and the other thing is, I just would have liked to have seen a little bit more. I know it was Group 1 level, but he was pretty tame late in that race. Of course, it was won by In Her Time, but maybe with the benefit of that run can improve, but we'll certainly need to.
Horse formerly known as Cassius, now known as Kimono, the Japanese horse returns.
Yeah, of course, another one fresh up and hasn't won first well, fresh, but has certainly performed well. I thought showed enough promise. I thought that 3rd behind Dothraki, if Kimono could find that sort of form from last prep, Kimono can win this race.
It's difficult to fault him from a physical perspective. He's got a nice shoulder on him. I've never really been taken by the way he moves in the yard. I don't think he's a very good walker, but I like the fact that he's really bright and relaxed in his return.
Stellar Collision, the blinkers go back on.
Which is interesting because he won at Morpheville Park's last start. Solid win against easier opposition. Pretty good late splits in that race. The thing with Stellar Collision, just hasn't really ever performed here, and the straight hasn't been ideal, but new trainer now, maybe he can turn it around.
No wins in 7 starts, which is remarkable because he's won 10 of 32 everywhere else. Thermal Current, he loves Flemington.
And tough, consistent, never beaten too far. Look, I think Thermal Current probably needs a couple of the others not to turn up, but has also performed down the straight, and like you said, likes Flemington.
I think he can run a big race today. Snitson gilded, blinkers going on, but is 1,000 too short?
Possibly, but I think it's a nice starting point. And once again, a long time since we've seen it. And I thought the trial leading was all right, but yeah, I think Snitson would need to produce a career best.
He's Group 1 placed in the Epsom of 2017. Moon Lover, horse number 6, returns.
I reckon she'll run a big race here at $12. I'd like her at Flemington. She had a great prep. It's a bigger test for her, but she kept answering the call last time in, and I think she'll run a big race at odds today.
Right, they are the runners for race number 3, the ATA Bob Hoysted handicap, one of the great trainers, Bob Hoysted, honoured today. Your top 4.
Hoping Kimono can recapture that Bobby Lewis form. I think if Kimono does that, might be able to deliver today. She's so high, easy to make a case for and hard to beat. I think Moon Love, if you're looking for one at double figures to run a race, and I Am Someone, also progressive, 2, 7, 6 and 8.
Yeah, Kimono, I gave a bit of a chance in an Oakley plate save for this, 2, 7, 6 and 8. Ben Ascari's with She's So High, so Ben's with 7, 2, 8 and 4. I think Thermal Current can run a terrific race at that sort of a price. The rest of our team across all the platforms on racing.com, whether it be Brent Zarafa on Get On, David Gately with Best Bets, Sectional Stars, Nick Ashman, they're all with She's So High, and so is our great caller in Maddie Hill. Jane Ivel, Peter Moody have assessed the sprinters for race 3.
Yes, certainly. These horses are about to dash over the 1,000 metres. What do you think you need to be looking for in a 1,000 metre horse here?
Oh, listen, you're looking for something that's going to cope with the straight, and a lot of these, or a few of the favoured ones haven't sort of had that experience. I was taken with the bottom weight. I Am Someone, working through the grades, rock hard fit, looks very well, seems to have held his condition. The favourite, She's So High, looks super, big and strong. Just a little gap between race, obviously between preps. Is she just going to feel the pinch late? I thought Snitsun presented enormous. We know it's going to be well short of his best. But if they run it along genuine, and you just don't know on the straight whether they're going to hold up, it'll make it impossible, but he'll be very strong through the line. But I thought the 8 presented well, in form, and should be able to continue on with it.
Yeah, fantastic return from Snitson as a gelding. I thought he looked really forward, but probably a little bit short of his best. But I'm with you, Moods. I Am Someone on top from the yard. He just keeps improving this horse every time he steps out at the races, and I'm pretty comfortable that he didn't get too hot in the yard and managed himself well, which is the only concern with him at times.
She's So High is the favourite, $2.25, might get to $2.30, but pretty rock solid in the market with us at Sportsbet. Damien Oliver in the saddle, riding at the Metro at the moment sensationally. 9 winners from his last 47 rides, going at around 20% Ollie. I Am Someone, no knock from the market for that horse, just been $4.20 throughout, so no knock at all. Kimono's drifted out to $6. Moon Lover hasn't budged from $10, and just that little bit of specking for the 3, Stellar Collision, into $20 with the blinkers back on. But She's So High is going to run the favourite at $2.25.
Mick Price certainly has plenty of great chances here at Flemington today, including the favourite She's So High. Mick, good to see you. You happy with the condition of your mare?
Very happy. She's nice and bright and bouncy in the mounting yard and fit. You know, that's her. She sort of trains up sooner rather than later in a preparation. I think Liam's done a pretty good job so far of the track, you know, from what we see. So just hoping she can get her toes in a little bit. That's her, you know, but that's my only concern. She's very well in herself.
She's unbeaten first up. From a fitness perspective, how does she measure up to previous campaigns?
She's fit as, it's not a problem with her fitness. It's, as I said, it's just a matter of how she's feeling when she lets down over the last furlong. You know, she's delicate sort of mare, and look, trial good. She's been going really well, and it's just a matter of race day now.
Where does she settle in the run?
She'll be ridden a race off the speed. Be a typical D. Oliver, find a backside and time his run. Would think over 1,000 metres, that's exactly what will happen.
The likes of Grunt, Mighty Boss, Oregon's Day still to come. Are you happy with the team?
Yes, there's all the races for those horses will be as the carnival progresses, you know, especially in Sydney. But very happy. I just need Grunt to have a good hit out, and he'll be cherry ripe in 2 weeks.
Good luck here.
Thanks, Shane.
And Cherry Wright for the All-Star Mile, the race that he's been targeted at, and 1,600 metres at Flemington, the ideal recipe for a horse like Grunt. He's going to be one of the leading contenders. So a kick-off point with a big weight today in the Shaftesbury Avenue. That's later on right here on racing.com. Just a tick over a minute away here. She's So High. Solid in the market. I Am Someone through 6 fluctuations. Hutch has not moved at all with the VOP mark.
Which is an encouraging sign if you're with that galloper, and I Am Someone, of course, has that fitness on its side. It's also a tougher test, but we know that, well, Paul Prushka and the team are going very well. Disappointing for them last night with Surprise Baby coming out, but this is a horse that's definitely got a future.
And Kimono, $4.80 to $6 with a VOP market point of view. First up, formerly named Cassius when he was Group 1 performed over in Japan. And looking forward to seeing his return over 1,000 metres. Matty Hill's ready to call the action. Race number 3, the Bob Hoysted.
Yes, Richo, the first 3 in the stalls as Thermal Current comes along. Of course, a real knockout winner on Oaks Day last year. 2.30 on VOP's She's So High. $4.20. I Am Someone hasn't budged from that VOP quote, and Kimono's eased out to $6. Kimono in the stalls. She's So High comes along. Battle Hero is about to join the line. Stellar Collision will be just about the last one to come forward. On the tote, $2.20, She's So High. I Am Someone at $4.40. Kimono, $5.80. Kimono's first crack at 1,000 metres as Stellar Collision goes in, and the field is locked away. Movements. I Am Someone bouncing about. Ready, racing. I Am Someone was away cleanly. Stellar Collision initially veered to the right, and a couple of these are thinking about coming out wide. There's a cluster of about 5 or 6 out deep, where I Am Someone leads from Battle Hero. Moonlover over on the far side shows pace, followed by Thermal Current. She's So High on the back of I Am Someone. Stellar Collision third to last from Kimono, and Snit Sun is at the end, and again the entire field race up the middle of the track. Onto the course proper at the 550. The leader is Moonlover from I Am Someone. Battle Hero out wider. She's So High behind those. Stellar Collision the widest. Then came Thermal Current, Kimono and Snit Sun. As they reach the 300 metres, it's Moonlover, I Am Someone together from Battle Hero. She's So High off their backs now is moving up very boldly, and Oliver hasn't moved, followed by Thermal Current at the clock tower. She's So High lets down and kicks away a length and a half. 2 lengths, I Am Someone, Thermal Current into second, but that's easy. She's So High eased down, won it by 3/4 of a length. Impressive from Thermal Current, I Am Someone, Kimono. Further back in the field, Battle Hero, Moonlover, Stellar Collision, and Snit Sun was last.
She's So High. She's been a long time off the scene. She returns in style, and really in the end it was soft. She handled them in excess of a length. 2.30 and $1.20. She's So High. Thermal Current at a big price runs a terrific second. I Am Someone over raced early, and that was the end of its race. He's done a good job to run third. Kimono returns running fourth. She's So High is awfully fast.
Seen a couple of easy watches for favourite backers today, haven't we? And Ollie, he didn't have to get too serious aboard She's So High today. He stalked the speed. She relaxed beautifully in the run, and he just did what he had to do today to get the win on the board. It was an easy victory. It was a beautiful race for this girl, who's very talented, and nice training effort from Mick Price as well. After a lengthy absence, bringing her back and setting her for this race, she's won well.
Hasn't raced since winning a Group 3 race at Morfordville back on the 19th of May last year. Of course, kicked off with a nice win at Flemington in the Moomba Plate in March. That campaign, and that was on the back of running fourth in the 1,000 Guineas. Chris, she's got a bit of class about her, this girl.
Absolutely, Damien. You really like this girl. You haven't missed a beat on her. You won't let anyone else sit on her. She's a little ripper, Sammy. I love her. I'm sorry, not Sammy, Chrissy. Yeah, she's been off the scene a little while, but great to see her back in good form.
She loves the straight too.
She does. Always performs pretty well fresh, and she had a great campaign last time, but I think Mick did the right thing, just giving her the spring off, and hopefully it pays dividends for us this autumn.
Super impressive today. What do you think's in store for her this autumn?
Yeah, I think she'll appreciate getting to Sydney if we get some soft ground up there, and some of those stakes type sort of mares races. I think will be right up her alley.
And I bet you're looking forward to riding Grunt later.
I am, yeah. It's good to have him back. He's got a bit of weight today, but his preparation has gone all to plan so far, so he should run really well today, and looking for an even bigger run for him in the All-Star Mile.
Good on you, Ollie.
Thanks, Chrissy.
Well, she's a valuable mare moving forward. Mick Price, congratulations to you. A long time off, comes back in style there.
Yeah, well, she's never going to be a summer mare, and she'll be off to Sydney now. I think she's going to appreciate the ground. I would say, though, they're pretty switched on, that boy, Liam. You know, to go from a 5 on a day like this to a 4, it probably allows her to get her toes in, and you see the best of her. So well done there.
Yeah, no doubting. Why the long wait? Why the long wait? We hadn't seen her since May last year.
Yeah, look, we had her in. She wasn't 100% right, so I just thought I didn't want to be racing her over summer. She's not that sort of mare, the way she's built, and I thought I'll just give her a nice spell. She's very light framed, and I thought I'd just give her a nice spell for now, and then off to Sydney and get a bit of give in the ground. You know, I'm not sure she'll be here past next year's breeding season, but anyway, she's a talent, and we got her right, and the track was right, and all is well.
And Carol and Dave and everyone at Bluebirds, they find the right horses, don't they?
They do. They're good syndicators, and they'll be there tomorrow at Melbourne Premier, so it's all on again.
And you're normally best dressed, but I think one of the owners might have actually trumped you today.
Richard Le Fournier in his Crocodile Dundee hat. Yep.
That is sensational. Beautiful.
Ding, ding, ding's brother.
All right. Great to see you in the winner's tour, mate. Looking forward to seeing her again.
Thank you for pointing that out, Richo.
Catching up with Simon Zara, because the old boy Thermal Current has run well again. He never puts in a poor run, this bloke.
No, this is our second run with him, and I was just telling some of the owners, if some of the horses we got off Darren, this is probably the one that's improved the most. He's just losing the paddock out there, and his coach really come on. We thought he'd run a pretty serious race today, and being back on the inside, I think he went really well, and he ran through the line. I think 20 metres past the post, he was just getting to his top. So I think we plot it past somewhere. We'll find a nice race for him.
Quick word on Aristia ahead of the Francis Tressity later today.
Oh, look, we're wrapped the way she's come back. She's in great order. Always a bit nervous from the Spring Carnival hangover, but I'll be disappointed if she didn't run a serious race today.
Thanks, Simon.
Thank you.
Pretty impressive performance, Pete, as we have a look back at this race. She's So High favourite, and once again, nice ride from Ollie. Well presented today as well for Mick Price, and too good.
Yeah, for sure. She looked well in the yard. She looked very strong in the yard. As Mick said, she was a bit light frame last time, and she's really come on missing the spring. Want to have a look at the sections of this race. I was a little bit surprised. I think it might be a bit of learning curve for young Fred Kersley, and I Am Someone holding that horse up early. He fought the horse for the first 500 or 600 of the race, and then he flattened out, but still did a good job to hang on. And you just, fast horses, let them be fast, let them do what they're out there to do. When the favourite was the opportunity to sit on its back and travel with a head on a chest, and the dangers in front with his mouth wide open, you knew the result a long way out.
Yeah, well, they've run 57.5 in the end. I think that's a pretty similar time to what the juveniles have clocked. So you'd expect these on the same track to be going along a bit quicker, but we'll double check that later. But look, in the end, She's So High. She'll go up to Sydney, and she looks like she's in for a good prep, the winner.
Well, you quite often find those soft tracks in Sydney in the autumn, so she's going to get every chance to improve, and maybe even beyond Mayor's Grade. Philly's got Mayor's Grade as well. There's a lot of good sprints up there during this time of the year, so we're going to be well placed, and possibly even back to Adelaide, the scene of a last win for races like the Sangster and the Goodwood, which can inevitably turn up soft ground as well.
Yep, she's a quality galloper. That's win number 4 from start 10, and I dare say she'll have a fruitful campaign when she heads north of the border. She's So High. It's been a good day for favourite backers so far here at Flemington. We're going to see the next one go around shortly. Take a quick break, back soon.